So I've always said, oh, I could never marry anything but a black woman. But after she was looking at me like this and the way how she was talking to me and just entertaining, I said, I think I can do it. I think I could marry. I think I could marry a white girl. Didn't know that. Now I do. You can't call me a sellout. I just spent 6 months on the continent, so they can't say nothing to me.
Hi guys. So Auston, as you guys know, Auston has another live stream out where he, elevates non-black women over black girls. But and I have listened to that live stream, but someone had mentioned that Austin had said on that live that Romanian girls were for marriage, whereas African girls were just pump and dump. And I didn't catch that part, so I decided to go back and watch it, and and I'm thinking, like the reason he thinks Romanian girls are married materials is gonna be like, that they love to cook, they love to clean, they keep their houses clean. I thought he was going to say that.
The whole texting me this and that, and then kissing up on me, talking, touching on my thigh and all that. But the other little stuff, like sitting on the couch, crossing your legs, looking at me, putting your hand on my face, it almost makes you want to tie the knot. And I just met you, and I'm already talking about tying the knot.
So I'm listening, and he said the reason he wants to marry um, Romanian girls is because they touch his thigh while they are talking to him. I don't know if he said his thigh or his hip, but he said, they touch some part of his body while they talk to him. That is the reason he wants to marry them. I'm like, what? That's why you want to rain, like, and he also said, because he is talking about this girl that he met at a cafeteria, like he met her 5 minutes ago, and 10 minutes later they are talking, and like, in 30 minutes he had fallen in love and he wanted to marry her. And so he said that, another reason he wanted to marry her was because she held her face, either his face or her face, like she touched either his face or her face with her hands. And I'm like, that's it, that is what you want to marry her for? Mind you, these men have been saying that you have to jump through hoops for to to qualify for marriage, right? But for a white woman, all she has to do is, touch their legs softly and hold her. I don't know if he said her own face or his face romantically, and that's it. They're ready to, to put a ring on her finger. So, and then I'm already like, the ridiculousness of the double standard was already making me laugh, amusing me. But then he said that African girls were just pump and dump.
But it seems like whenever I was in Africa, and let me say this, there are some great women in Africa. Great women. Great to be around, pleasant to be around, good time, funny, beautiful smiles, beautiful bodies, beautiful personality. But it seemed like I was just getting pussy. It seemed like I was just getting pussy. I just want to smash and pass. That's what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
Or smash a couple times, then pass.
Netflix and chill, man. Netflix and chill.
Mind you, African girls, they cook clean, they are submissive. And I'm not the one saying this. It's him. He has several videos of talking about how African girls love to cook, clean, how they love to to listen to their male partner. In one of the first videos he made when he went to Africa was one comparing Tanzanian women to Brazilian women.
The next point, catering. Now, the difference between these two, Brazilian women cater to men. Yes, they will cook, yes. But they are still in the West, so they still have a little bit of that feminist propaganda in a lot of their heads. So you might not hear them say slave, but I've had Brazilian women tell me like, hey, Austin, if you wanted somebody to clean, which I had a chick tell me if you want somebody to do that, you need to hire a maid. Those issues, those type of conversations, sometimes you'll run into in Brazil. In Tanzania, you're not running into that. I was actually impressed by the Tanzanian women by how they made the bed so well, and they got in there and they just cleaned up. They just cleaned up and was just wiping stuff that didn't need to be wiped. Like they're raised different. And that's because we're in Africa. That same propaganda, yes, it's in some places here, but a lot of places, they're not teaching women to disrespect or be non-catering to a man because they know that goes nowhere.
And in that video, he said one of the things he said Tanzanians have advantage over Brazilians were that the Tanzanian women not only do they love to cook, they cook and clean, but they do it with positive attitude. They do it willingly, whereas Brazilian women, no, they have to be asked to do it. And sometimes some of the Brazilian women would tell Auston, if you want someone to cook and clean, why don't you get a maid? So and those qualities, wanting to cook and clean and doing it with positive attitude, these passport pros have been telling us that is what makes a woman, be a wife material, right? And it's not even just the Tanzanian girls, right? Even he was saying, the women like Crystal, they like to cook, they like to clean, and even when he was having, those girls come to on his show, he always, asks them to cook on camera to prove that they are worthy of being considered a wife. So the African girls have to prove on camera that they can cook and clean to prove that they are they deserve to be married, they deserve to be a wife. I mean, in fact, Jane, I started this whole channel because he made an African girl by the name of Jane cook for him, and I was so upset by the misogyny, and that's why I opened this account. But what I'm saying is that for African girls, they cook and clean. Like he has shown that, he has said it himself, and he has also brought several African girls that cooked on camera to prove that African girls do love to cook, clean, and I guess take care of their man. So, and they tell you that is the quality you need to qualify to be a wife, right? But now he's saying that African girls who cook clean, do it with positive attitude, are just pump and dump, whereas Romanian women who don't do all that, none of that, but all they do is touch your Austin's thigh while lovingly caress him, I guess, romantically. Now they are wife material, that he wants to marry them, but the African girls are pump and dump. So this should tell you that these men, and we know why they're like that, because these men are white worshippers, and when you worship whiteness, of course you are going to demand less from white women than you do from black women. I mean, yeah. So they have impossibly high standard for black women, and even after black women meets that standard, they're still, they still do not qualify for marriage. They're just pump and dump. But for white women whom they worship, there is no standard, and in a way they cannot have standard. I mean, right? Because the white women have upper hand in that relationship, right? So the black men like Auston cannot have standards. They have to take whatever white women they can get. They cannot have standards. But yeah, so there is, this is just another proof, for us, that when they have standards, when the passport bros and other black men, who have the mentality of passport bros, tell you the black woman, they have standards that you have to meet. You have to realize that the standards are only for you. They don't have, the standards are not universal. They are specific to you. So and a smart black woman would ignore those people, ignore their standards, and not try to to lose weight, to be to qualify to be considered a wife. Because I mean, Auston is telling us that the kind of girls he's dating in Romania are fat girls. So if you are a fat black girl, and this passport bros tell you that you have to lose weight to be considered a girlfriend or wife material, remember that those they do not expect the same thing from white women. So yeah, it's, so no surprise there. No surprise that Auston said he wanted to marry Romanian girls because they touch him, they caress him, but he doesn't want to marry. He just wants to pump and dump African girls who cook, clean, and do all all the things they say a good wife should do. So we shouldn't be surprised that he has different standards for black women and non-black women. But the other point I wanted to make is, why does Auston keep on attacking African girls? He's been out of the continent for almost 2 or 3 weeks, but he hasn't stopped attacking African girls. I mean, he could have, like, on this conversation, he could have said that he fell in love. I mean, the way this Romanian girl caressed him, touched him, made him want to marry her, and stopped at that, right? But he went and he attacked black girls. And he has been doing that since he left the continent. He hasn't stopped. I mean, he was doing it when he was in the continent too, but he hasn't. You would think he would stop when he left, but he hasn't. And you're wondering, why does he keep on doing it? It is because that's how he gets views. Auston gets views two ways. One is bringing a beautiful girl. The other is attacking black girls, African girls, and other black girls. And the beautiful girls part, he cannot, in Romania, that is almost impossible to do, because like he has said, he himself has said that beautiful girls, the ones that are the ones that look like the women he has in his thumbnails. I mean, the thumbnail tells you what kind of women he wants to have, right? The ones that look like that, like the ones in the thumbnails, do not want to be in his channel, do not even want to date black girls, black men. So, and in Romania, beautiful girls are there. Romania has a lot of beautiful girls, but they are in short supply for Auston. So what he is trying to do, to get views, is attack black girls. You have to realize that his viewers are black men, and they are passport bros. I mean, if most of them don't travel, but they are wannabe passport bros. Basically, they have the same mentality as people like Auston that travel. So those a lot of the passport bros hate black women. In fact, I mean, they try to make it look like, the passport pro movement is about improving black men's dating experience, giving black men, a better dating choice. But really, that it's not really that. What it is it's more about hating black women than it is about, providing black men dating choices, improving their dating opportunities. And if you don't believe me, I want you guys to I don't you don't even have to subscribe. I have not subscribed to the channel, but his posts always run down my timeline. And that the person I'm talking about is this guy. He has a channel called Passport Pro Business Class, and he is supposed to be, supposedly, he claims that, he is giving, black men, he's showing them how life would be good as a passport bro. But really, 90% of the things he posts are attacking black women, especially black Western women. So you realize that, it is the whole, and his posts, the ones that attack black American women mostly, that's what the women he usually attacks, gets, thousands, like hundreds of thumb ups. He gets, hundreds of likes, and a few tens of replies. But when he posts, about his, luxury life, about the cars, and everything that you would achieve in living abroad, I guess, he doesn't get that much interaction. So it tells you that, the passport bros, it is passport bros is about hating black women. And Austin understands that. He knows that the only way he can get views is by either having beautiful girls, which he's not going to have in Romania or in the rest of he is saying that, he's gonna go to several European countries with very large, with almost overwhelming majority white. And so he knows that, he cannot get beautiful women in a lot of European countries that he plans to go. So he is going to, to do the second choice, the second option of to get views, which is attacking black women, black girls. And right now, before he used to attack black American women, but now, it is black African girls that he likes to attack. And anyways, yeah, he is going to continue attacking black African girls, as the supply of, as he had less and less access to beautiful girls. I mean, in Africa he had a lot of access to beautiful girls, but in Europe he's not going to have a lot of access to beautiful girls. So as that, as his access to beautiful girls gets narrower and narrower in Europe, he is going to be attacking African girls more and more, and the attack is going to be more and more vicious. Anyways, let me know. Thank you. Bye bye.